How do you plan your 2026 without overtracking, without those maximalistic templates, lots of planners? I got you. For the past few years, New Year has been such a stressful time for me because I was putting so much pressure on myself to create the perfect system for the new year, to achieve all of my goals, to track every little step. So at the end of the year, I realized that I was spending more time on planning rather than actually doing stuff, rather than actually achieving things. This year, I am much smarter. I'm reusing my 2025 system. I've adjusted some things. You can watch my previous video about that. This year, I'm combining my physical planners with Notion. Hello guys, my name is Vika. I love sharing my planning process and language learning on this channel, and in this video I would like to show you the way I planned my 2026, the way I'm going to do that throughout the whole year, and I hope you enjoy it. So the way that I'm starting each year is by finishing the previous one. Of course, usually I really get deep into my journaling by the end of the year. I always do that either in my journal, either in Notion templates, but nevertheless, I'm reflecting a lot. One of my favorite questions usually are, what am I most proud of myself for? What is the thing that I really struggled with this year? And trying to understand how I got to those things. What was the real cause of them? And the third question would be, how do I make my life better? How do I make my life easier next year? What do I do in order to succeed? And this year I also bought some challenges for the reflections of 2025 and kind of building your new identity for 2026. We'll see how it goes, but I'm really excited because for me the main obstacles this year were procrastination, scrolling, trying to give up. I think for most of us are. I tracked those down deeply. Why am I scrolling? Why am I procrastinating? Because I'm afraid of success. There is really such a thing as being afraid of success. Your brain is afraid of the impact that the success will have on our body, on our life, that our life will eventually change. But yeah, just tracking down the things that really made your life kind of unbearable this year. Also, I like to think about states of mind, the feelings, the emotions that I want to be feeling more next year. And so this year I would like to be just more present with everything. Try to filter the thoughts about death, about losing my loved ones, failure, etc, etc. So putting more mind filters into my brain to just not think, okay? Just become this one cellular being. Usually we overthink after 9 p.m. So I'm putting some brain curfew after 9 p.m. Yeah, and just imagining the way you want to feel by the end of the year. I love doing those meditations too, visualizations, where I just go deeper into my mind and try to recreate the feelings that I would like to feel next year, and just trying to be more consistent with them, because I wasn't consistent with my meditations last year, and this is why I would like to improve this one. We have come to the main part of the video, which is goals. How do you plan your goals? So we have we have my 2026 hub in here. So this year I don't have 100 mini goals. It's just like unnecessary stuff for your brain and for your body, just unnecessary pressure, because you're not gonna accomplish all of them. And so what I usually do is choose the most important ones, the ones that I really have to do, the ones that will improve 80% of my life, and stick to them. Other ones are just for fun, for next year probably, or they're just not important. So basically what I did this year is to plan goals by months, not by year, because I really cannot see farther away than February. I really can see in detail only January and a bit of February, but March? No, only just general ideas. April? Don't even ask me. I do that because I know that my goals will change. If I think about October right now, I know that I will probably start my new master's degree. I will keep posting videos on YouTube. I might do a little trip, don't know where. I would really love some Istanbul or Egypt, but I don't want to think about it right now. In my mind I have a general plan, it's fine, but for the next few months I really have it clear and set in stone. So for January, I'm, as I said in my previous video about my C1 English plan, which really got a lot of views. Thank you so much, guys. Most of you came from that video. Gracias. January will be relatively free for me because it's a break from university and I'm going to be home. So I plan on studying a lot, studying English and some self-education topics about the world and stuff. You can just watch my video. Also retrain my brain from scrolling. That one is a deep one. That one is a struggle of mine. What I do next in order to actually achieve the goal, the goals that require only a few steps. You accomplish this step, you accomplish the next step, next one, you achieve the goal. Goals like this, I write them into project tasks. So I have a database here, a table database, where you can just write down your task, the deadline, and the goal. I love this database because you can just link your goal. And in the goal database, you will have the progress bar that is based on the amount of tasks that you set for this goal and the amount of tasks you have accomplished. So it's a really fun way to see the progress visually, because usually we are visual creatures. I like that. And so we turn our goals into tasks or routines. For example, I have a goal to get back into my Pilates form because I haven't worked out properly in 4 months. I'm really stressed about that. I don't like that. I like feeling strong. So for this month, I will be having a challenge, 25 days of intermediate Pilates. So some goals we're turning into tasks, some goals we're turning into routine. I don't want to overcomplicate stuff this year because I know that when I get stressful weeks, when it's the exam week or it's just a very social week, I just don't want to overcomplicate stuff. At the end of the day, I just want to come home to a clean setup, to a clean visual database with the most important stuff. Because honestly, I'm tired of the maximalism of certain Notion templates. I just want something clean, something useful, something usable and reusable. Just something that helps me to plan rather than becoming the main object of my focus, which is just creating a Notion template that you think will work, but you're just working on your Notion template all the time. Make it make sense. I love to combine my Notion planning with paper planning. So I have my planner. This year I'm going hard on project plan, so I'm using all of my makeup that I have and I'm using all of the notebooks that I have. This is the planner that I got from a Ukrainian shop. I really love it. I used it throughout the whole 2025, but I missed a lot of weeks and I have a lot of empty pages, so I'm just reusing that one. I'm not buying anything else. And I'm using my paper planner for day-to-day planning. So for example, in my Notion template, I have all of the general tasks with the deadlines that I have to do and goals. But in my paper planner, I'm usually planning my weeks, writing down the tasks physically so that I could have this feeling of accomplishment, this dopamine from just ticking the tasks off. It's amazing, right? And I'm also combining that with time blocking. You can watch my previous video on how I time manage, how I'm using my Notion calendar. And also, I would suggest to schedule time for reflection and course correction. You always have to make adjustments, right? You always have to reflect on what is working, what is not working, what you have to change. And so I usually love to plan those things too. Like on the 31st of January, I'm gonna do my January reflection. I'm going to do my February planning, my February course correction, because this way I'm not gonna forget it. The template that I have right now, you can buy it, you can get it for yourself, you can customize it the way you want it. There is also a separate video on how it works, on how you can adjust it to your own life and your own circumstances. I hope you have a really calm planning session for 2026. I hope you don't overthink. I hope you don't overplan. I hope you don't overburden yourself. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bisous.